Hello children, so in this video we will be discussing about magnetic potential energy stored in an inductor. Inductor means the solenoid. So this is your solenoid. In this you can see magnetic field lines of solenoid are from south to north inside and north to south outside. So they are solenoid is binding magnetic field lines. Is a current carrying solenoid is associated with magnetic field lines. So it holds them. So what is the meaning of holding them? That it is having magnetic potential energy. Like what does the capacitor does? Capacitor holds electric field lines. So we say it has electrostatic potential energy, and similarly as capacitor has electrostatic potential energy, an inductor, a solenoid, is having magnetic potential energy. So this is cross-sectional view of solenoid. Okay, you should be familiar with this also. Dot means the turns are coming out of the plane of the mobile, and cross means the turns are going into the plane. So here also you can see. So one of the diagram you will have to draw for this. Now let us talk about the expression for magnetic potential energy. So we'll start with, it is potential energy, it is energy. So we'll have to go to work, because work is stored as electrostatic potential energy or magnetic potential energy here. So work, we have to, like, somewhere we have to find out work. So which formula shall we take? So I'm taking power is equal to rate of doing work. Okay, so power we have as, sorry, P dt we have as dW. Now power can be written as voltage into current. There is a formula of power. Voltage is your induced EMF only, right? And this can be written as this. So you will have to do work against the induced EMF. So I'm just writing negative sign here. Not required. If you wish, you need not write it. So work will be done against the induced EMF, but I am measuring that way. So dW is equal to minus EDI EI dt. So let us talk about this E. So we all know flux is directly proportional to current. Removing proportionality, we get Li. L is self-inductance of the inductor. This is solenoid, or you can say inductor. Its self-inductance is L. This, okay, so, and as per Faraday's laws of EMI or laws of EMI, we have this equation. E is equal to minus rate of change of flux, d phi by dt. So let us substitute the value of phi here. So EMF will be equal to minus d by dt of Li. L is constant, that is self-inductance. So this can be written as L di by dt. So I'm ready with the expression of E to be substituted here in the formula of dW. So let us do that. So let us substitute. So dW is equal to minus EI dt. It was, I am substituting this E. So dW is equal to minus L, matlab 1 minus is this and 1 minus is this, so that will be plus, and it is L di by dt, then I as it is, and dt as it is, dt cancel. So dW can be written as L I di, integrating both the sides. Sorry, it's di. So we know it, W is equal to L, 1 power will be increased, divided by increased power. This is 1, no? So 1 power will be increased and divided by increased power. So this work is stored as magnetic potential energy in the inductor. Inductor is holding magnetic field lines. It means it is holding magnetic potential energy in a proper configuration. So magnetic potential energy stored in inductor, stored in solenoid, yes, stored in inductor, is equal to, what is the expression? Half Li square. And if you remember, what was electrostatic potential energy of stored in capacitor in chapter electrostatics? electrostatic potential energy, if you remember, stored in capacitor. Here it is inductor, and this is capacitor. Try and recall, that was half CV square. So, getting to the next topic now. We have done magnetic potential energy. Now we are doing magnetic potential energy density. Okay, its symbol, magnetic potential energy, we will be denoting as this. Potential energy, magnetic means B. So formula is this. Now we are obtaining energy density. So we'll be moving the way we did in electrostatic for electrostatic potential energy density, right? So we'll be writing as magnetic potential energy density stored in an inductor, if you wish to write full. So it will be equal to magnetic potential energy per unit volume of the inductor. Volume of given inductor. Inductor means solenoid. So now we are writing in terms of symbols. This is small up. This is energy density. And here I am writing magnetic potential energy. This is the symbol of magnetic potential energy. Volume is area of cross section of inductor. Okay? And length is L. So area into length for the given solenoid. So it is energy density small u, and this we have just obtained. This is A, this is L, and this we obtained as half. Do you remember? It's half Li square. This L is self-inductance. This is length of solenoid or inductor. Please be very careful about it. So this is equal to half Li square upon A into L. Okay. Now we'll have to go back to the topic of self-inductance of a solenoid, long inductor we have already found. You can check in the videos, or you must be remembering the formula. Mu naught N square A by L. This is the formula of self-inductance of air cored solenoid. If material core is inserted, then it will be mu R times this. So it is available with us. Okay, so let us substitute here. Prepare this topic if it is not prepared. It is an important topic. So let us substitute in magnetic potential energy. Make it small u. Half. Let us substitute this in place of L. Mu naught N square A by L. This is I square. This is A and L. So A and L. You can see L, A and A will be cancelled. So let us write down all the things. Magnetic potential energy density is equal to half mu naught N square I square L square. Right? A was cancelled. This is L into L is L square. Now we'll be writing it as magnetic potential energy density. Energy density is equal to half. We are multiplying and dividing by mu naught. So this is my multiplication wala mu naught. This is division wala. And the expression remains as it is. That is mu naught N square by L square I square. Now mu naught into mu naught is mu naught square. Multiplication we are using. Okay, this as it is. And this is mu naught square N square by L square I square. Now you know N by L is small n. That is number of turns per unit length is small n, right? I am substituting here. So let us substitute. It's UB. That is energy density is half mu naught, and this is mu naught square N square I square. Okay, now we will take the square. Half mu naught. This is mu naught N I ka square. What is this? This is magnetic field of the solenoid. So energy density is equal to this is B of solenoid, है ना? So let us substitute. This is B square of solenoid. This is B square upon 2 mu naught. So this is the formula of magnetic potential energy density in terms of magnetic field. Okay. Okay. And what is the corresponding topic? Corresponding topic is electrostatic potential energy density done in chapter electrostatic. Okay. And what was the formula if you remember? Half epsilon naught E square. And here it is half is okay. B square in place of electric field square, and this is up and this is down. So getting to the next topic, we will see the relation between mu naught, epsilon naught and speed of light. C is speed of light. So let us check this out. We know what is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Chapter electrostatic 9 into 10 is power 9. And what is the value of mu naught by 4 pi? Mu naught by 4 pi, it is 10 to the power minus 7. Right, let us divide both. We are dividing both. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into, we are dividing, so this will come up, this will go down, is equal to 9 into 10 is plus 9 up, 10 to the power minus 7 down. This was down, so it was inverted. Okay? 4 pi cancel. So it is 1 by mu naught epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. 7 will go up. So it is 9 into 10 to the power 16. Okay. So what is this? This is 3 into 10 to the power 8 ka square, which is speed of light. Okay. So this is C square. Speed of light square is equal to this. So this is the relation between these three quantities. So C can be written as 1 by root mu naught epsilon naught. Okay, so this is speed of light in vacuum or air, right? C is speed of light in vacuum or air. So this is equal to this. So we'll have to write what is the speed of light in a medium. Okay, so let us see. So we need speed of light in medium. C means in vacuum or air. So when it required vacuum's permeability and vacuum's permittivity, similarly here we will have to write materials permeability and materials permittivity. Epsilon m. This is permittivity of medium, this is permeability of medium. And now you know the relationship that relative permeability is equal to materials upon free space permeability. Right, we'll substitute here. And similarly, relative permittivity, that is dielectric constant is of the name. Please revise electrostatics. It is materials permittivity upon free space permittivity. So this is equal to epsilon r times epsilon naught. This is permittivity of free space. This is relative permittivity of the medium. This is relative permeability of the medium. So anyways, we'll substitute here. Here we will substitute and here we will substitute. So my speed of light in a given medium will be equal to mu r times this and epsilon r times vacuum's permittivity. So we'll be separating it, mu r, epsilon r and mu naught, epsilon naught. This is equal to C. You know, 1 by, that is C we have done. C is equal to 1 by this. So 1 by this is equal to C. So C I am writing up. Okay, and upon what will come this. So this is the relation between speed of light in a medium and speed of light in free space. So you can remember this relation as well. Okay, so this is all in this video. Kindly prepare these